Well, hello. This is Damien Otar on the Builders channel, and this is episode number 10. The purpose of this channel is to facilitate self-growth and development. All topics must pass this litmus test. I am also the CEO and founder of JCO Group, where we provide life coaching services. We also provide business and professional coaching. Please remember to share, subscribe, and like the video. I am also asking that you hit the notification bell so that you're notified each time I upload a video. Today, I would like to talk about parenting during this pandemic and beyond. This could easily take hours and hours to speak on, but I will just be giving some basic and general points. Parenting in general can be very challenging, but rewarding experience. For the record, I am also a parent, have friends who are parents, and so I speak from first-hand experience. Let me begin by saying that just like anything else in life, you must begin with an honest assessment of yourself and your feelings. Think of it this way. You sign up for a job and sometime thereafter, you begin experiencing challenges. Your response will be wholly or partially dependent on how trained and prepared you were in handling what comes with the job, and also what your motivations were when you accepted the job. Was it motivated by a paycheck, or was it mission-driven? The same dynamic is true regarding parenting. Did you become a parent because your culture taught you that by a certain age you're supposed to get married and have children? Or did you arrive at that decision primarily through individual aspiration? I say primarily because we are all influenced in some shape or form by the culture in which we find ourselves. How did you prepare yourself in becoming a parent? Did you rely on your childhood memories? Did you have a conversation with your parents as to how it was for them? Did you talk to your parents? Did you read materials on parenting? Are there unresolved emotional issues that you have? Now, this is a tricky one, and I will address it in a little more detail shortly. Did you talk with people from other cultures about parenting in their culture? You may wonder why talking to people in other cultures could be helpful in preparing. Well, we live in a multicultural world, and at some point, our children will be interacting with children and adults from other cultures. So as parents, it would be helpful to understand other cultures, not to make judgments about these cultures, but just to understand them. There is a reason why people who travel widely tend to relate more easily and positively to a wider range of people compared to people who don't. I could go on and on regarding the list of what you did in preparing to become a parent, but the gist of it is, like anything else, how you prepare for something determines your experience. This pandemic has exposed and continues to expose so much about the strengths and the weaknesses of our society, and parenting is one of them. Parenting is a subset of the fabric of our society. Based on my observation, a lot of our children suffer unnecessarily because of a disconnect between themselves and their parents. This disconnect then leads to further problems, and as the child ages, this takes on a life of its own. Some parents later blame the child for whatever happened or is happening. At this time, I would like to share a poem by Dorothy Lou Nolte. If children live with criticism, they learn to condemn. If children live with hostility, they learn to fight. If children live with fear, they learn to be apprehensive. If children live with pity, they learn to feel sorry for themselves. If children live with ridicule, they learn to feel shy. If children live with jealousy, they learn to feel envy. If children live with shame, they learn to feel guilt. If children live with encouragement, they learn confidence. If children live with tolerance, they learn patience. If children live with praise, they learn appreciation. If children live with acceptance, they learn to love. If children live with approval, they learn to like themselves. If children live with recognition, they learn it is good to have a goal. If children live with sharing, they learn generosity. If children live with honesty, they learn truthfulness. If children live with fairness, they learn justice. If children live with kindness and consideration, they learn respect. If children live with security, they learn to have faith in themselves and in those about them. If children live with friendliness, they learn the world is a nice place in which to live. Earlier, I mentioned taking an honest look at any unresolved issues that you as a parent may have, and I indicated that this could be tricky. By and large, it's difficult to acknowledge when we are responsible for a negative outcome in any relationship. Some people either refuse to take any responsibility to taking all the responsibility. None of these extreme positions are helpful or healthy. In order to assess unresolved issues, this requires an honest look within, the willingness to confront, and preferably the involvement of an unbiased second party, preferably a professional. At this point, I would like to conclude by sharing some action steps. 1. During this pandemic, if you are feeling overwhelmed by your role as a parent, please stop and reach out to a professional. I say professional because family or friends are not always the best, since they are emotionally vested and sometimes this can cloud their judgment. However, reaching out to professionals carries a stigma for some people. So if you want to connect with a friend or family, by all means, please do. As long as you're not keeping it to yourself. Your well-being as well as that of your child depends on it. 2. Be honest with yourself as to the magnitude of the problem. These are trying times, and it's quite all right to not be all right. Do not feel guilty about your feelings and emotions. There is no such thing as a bad feeling or a bad emotion. It's whether or not we act upon these feelings or emotions that determine whether it's good or bad. Talk about your feelings. Talk about your emotions. You may not be comfortable sharing this with family or friends, so that's why I mentioned earlier that a professional may be the best person. 3. If you have children, your approach in some cases will be different than if you have an only child. 4. This is the most important recommendation of all. Make sure you build a positive and supportive relationship with your child. This can be tough depending on where things are at right now, but don't forget, it's never too late to do the right thing. If things are tumultuous, just please get some help. And 5. Develop a feedback loop. Regularly check in with your child, their school, or anywhere else that they spend time to see if things are where they should be. It's easier to be preemptive than being reactive. Our children are our future. Keep nurturing and loving them. Let's take a village approach. If you would like to learn more about my mission, or just want to chat about this or any other challenging life situation you or a loved one might be experiencing, feel free to contact me for a free life coaching consultation at my email address doutar@jcogroup.org, or click any of the links below. You will also see links to other social media sites. Please remember to subscribe, share, and like the video. I am also asking that you hit the notification bell so that you are notified each time I upload a video. And by doing so, you will be supporting my mission to build a better world one person at a time, beginning with ourselves. Until next time, this is your host, Damien Ottar. Keep developing, keep growing, and keep building.